All right, boys and girls, today we're going to be working on the skill of rolling. Rolling is considered a manipulative skill because we are going to take an object and we are going to manipulate it to do something. We're going to move it to do something that we want it to do. Okay, that's what a manipulative skill is. So the skill of rolling is something that we might use for the sport of bowling. You can use it in soccer in some instances, like a goalkeeper could roll a ball out to a teammate. There are lots of different sports, like bocce ball, that use the skill of rolling. And so I want to teach you the 5 steps to roll a ball properly. So for today's lesson, for today's activity, you're going to need just a couple of things. First, everyone should have a ball. Now, I know that not everybody's going to have the same ball, and that's okay. This ball should be roughly the size of your hand, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit smaller. That's okay. The smaller the ball, the easier it's going to be to hold, but the harder it is, it's going to be to hit a target. If you've got a larger ball, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to hold, but you'll have a better chance of knocking down your target or hitting your target. Okay, so I've got this ball that I'm going to be using. It's bright red so that everybody can see it. If you don't have a ball at home, that's okay. What I want you to do is go to your dresser or where you keep your clothes, your laundry basket, and I want you to get a pair of socks and you're going to ball it up into a ball like this, and you can use that. Okay, so if you've got a ball, use that first. If you don't, use a pair of socks. All right, then you're going to need something to use as a target. If we were at school, I would use bowling pins, but I'm sure most of you don't have a bowling pin just laying around at home. And so you're going to want to use something from around your house that you can roll at to try to hit. In this case, I'm going to be using a plastic cup. Okay, don't use glass cups. Because they might break. So if you're going to use a cup, use a plastic cup, or find something else that you might be able to roll at and knock over. If you don't have anything like that, that's okay. Find a piece of furniture that is, again, not going to break, and you can use that as your target to try and roll. So if I were using furniture, I might use this little black box right here. It's called an ottoman. And I might try to roll the ball to hit the ottoman. Or maybe I use my couch and just use the back of the couch. When you're setting up to roll, what I want you to do is put your target somewhere in front of like a wall or a couch, just to give you a backdrop so you don't have to run all over the place when you're trying to chase after your ball and go get your ball. So I'm going to get this set up really quick. I'm going to show you the 5 steps for rolling, and then we're going to get going, okay? So I'll take my cup and I'm going to place it right in front of the couch, okay? That is my target. And I'm going to, when I roll, I'm going to take a couple of steps back away, and now I'm ready to roll, okay? So the 5 steps for rolling a ball. We're going to start in ready position. So let me back up so you can see my whole body. Ready position. I'm going to stand and face my target. So right now my camera is my target. Okay, I'm going to hold the ball in my dominant hand, the hand that I'm going to use to roll. For me, that's my right hand. For you, that might be your left. Okay, so I've got it in my right hand. My feet are together, pointed towards my target. Step number 2, I want to take my opposite foot of my throwing arm or my rolling arm and step towards my target. So if I roll with my right arm, I'm going to step with my left foot. And I want to point my toes towards my target. So step 1, ready position. Step 2, step with the opposite foot. Step 3, we're going to take that ball and we're going to bring it back behind our backs, just like this. I like to call this step tick, like the sound a clock makes, or at least half of it. Tick, arm back. Okay? Step number 3, bend my knees, get low to the ground, and bring my arm forward with the ball, and I call this tock. Okay, so we've got ready position, step with the opposite foot, tick, tock. All right, and tock is when we're going to let go of the ball. We're going to release the ball from our hand. We want it to stay on the ground. We don't want it to bounce. We don't want it to go flying up in the air. Those are different skills. We want it to stay on the ground and roll across the ground. That's why it's called rolling. And then after we let go of the ball, we're going to bring our throwing hand back up towards our shoulder, just like this. And that step is called follow through, and it is our fifth step. So altogether, it's ready position, step with the opposite foot, tick, tock, and follow through. All right, so I'm going to roll the ball this time. Ready position, step with the opposite foot, tick, tock, and follow through. Okay? Now, what you can do is add your target. So if I'm aiming for the cup down there, then I'm going to roll and try and knock down the cup. If you can knock down your cup 5 times, back up a little bit, okay? And keep doing that. We're going to practice that I want you to spend probably 5 to 10 minutes just practicing that rolling. Okay, the more you practice it, the easier next week's activity is going to be. All right, so I've got my cup back here. I'm ready position, step with the opposite foot, tick, tock, roll and follow through. Okay, I'm going to set my target back up, grab my ball, and try again. Okay, now I also would like for you to say the 5 steps out loud. That's going to help you to remember them so that you can do it correctly each time. So one more time, it's ready position, step with the opposite foot, tick, tock, roll and follow through. All right, boys and girls? I hope that you all have a good time with that and enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to our really cool activity next week.